But each panelist, at least 1 minute to answer some of these general questions, Amaye. The first one. Yes, but me I describe briefly what led you to career say no. Dr. Ayakwa. Edie na ma epia wa ma wo call o feel that wo mu say no.
Okay. Good question. Edie na ma me ananti ya na de me copy on. I mean, actually, when I started out as an accountant, and then, I became a senior accountant, and then, I moved into financial data analytics, and I'm a project analytics, and then this is I'm a senior financial analyst and a business analyst. And I would say it's a progression of jobs now. I could be a yeah.
You na interest be na unya ye nunti e ma wo pese obeko finance mo no.
College. I would say it's a college, me start here no. Na me say me a doctor. I started with biology. Now say enough easy cry. Me take one of those biology labs, and I me coach apotromu, and I'm like, it's not my thing. And I'm saying, okay, and my missus and I'm a co-engineering, computer engineering. So with computer engineering, Zach and your friends, take it to the back. Me computer engineering, they gave me a program called AutoCAD. I really didn't enjoy that class. I'm like, when I'm a for the rest of my life, I'm really not for it. So back in high school, the only thing I was really good at was math and physics. So I'm like, why not just go and do accounting? And that's what led me to do accounting and do finance.
Yo, yeah, CB Bray. And your doctor say, once way.
All right. It all started 35 years ago. Okay, so my career pathway, I think, sir, me like you said, starting from now I'm a doctor. Reason is, yeah, they met to me papa knew about papa brother-in-law. On the friend Samuel Kwaku say, now I'm a doctor. So yeah, they met to Dr. Samuel Kwaku say. So now I'm a friend, a doctor. So I wanted to be a doctor. So then I'm a trajectory and I got here.
You hear that say, Dr. Mensanswe.
Yeah, I think IT, that's a computer science. Basically, it was a Ghana the computer but why I decided not a year after secondary school, that was 99 year. But the more a kind year 2000 no. Yes, BB eba ewiase your friend too I can have Y2K. If I don't say like Y2K no. And that is where me say okay, so computers in there be say any ade. I think that was the time cry me na me take computer. Then I says okay, any after school why don't I go and search for ade no say ebe say owiase ni nyina. And I remember say one time we secondary school na me church ade wo fie enkwada wo fie. Nti me ko obi fie na omo ya brochirefo. Nti near de computer abre wo. Na computer near de abre wo ya kuri so. Omo de ade akata computer no so. Na me ye na ne baba ka say we computer o. And I'm so any me ko so ma hwe na kwanka yo say emfa virus nko ka de no. Nti sa virus no asem no ana ma me ko computer. Jambe ko hwehwe kwan ya virus no timi wura computer na e ko say nti eno ne ya say me basically no it was about looking into what the computer is about. Any virus ya makotie ni and it's about what and ma me call value view am say any because people to say me ko theology. But then I ended up going to computer science because I'm a person who say your man on Kawai to Guinness and your money. I ended me call computer science.
Interesting path. Yeah, that's it. Elder Christian.
Yo, yes. We bedu kurom ase no na adwuma ho odi kakra. Enti me to assistant.
Pacho ubetimi esi wo kakra mai ase ante.
Yeah, the American say me bedu kurom ase wo from na adwuma ho odi kakra. Enti me uncle ye ne say me koye ne assistant course. That time in Minnesota enti me koye no. Now, at the same time, we adwuma to airport. Now, Mr. T adwuma ahomachi 11. It involves within 1 month, I get ticket 2 times. And I'm a midjay, and I'm here and say, okay, me concentrate on nice assistant and so. And tell them one, I just say, me near adwuma or hire her, and I'm a Dubai. Now, me pay adwuma any woman I know me show mono. Na back home. Na something masoyi enti bi ene say okay adentina minja adwuma na min ko school na min mana me am mebie me de enti mi ja adwuma no na menja ne fully de me ko Cleveland nyina me ko school na me ye akra ti mi ye no na lucky ni say ye be wie school no omo introduce new course bi a nipa ne de no ya ne say ho kire abrabo ye be fam wo wiase any send your pese yes so yenye yankasa say yempede episode be ya ibetimi asurvive ti the American and say ye ko no mayenko ye adwun say ko pagema hospital na say ko ye adwun nursing home yankasa yembi ye de and o ye ne say Ohio nursing oka bibi na adwuma bebri ho e was a site no nti ye kwa wankasa obetimi afan ti me bedru fie na je say me ye adwuma akra na me pese mebie media nti no me sha say me hwehwem ena me hu say DODD and so my be pen my best 4 years nti no me say okay then I will try that one na I apply nti no the question answer you start here na you question akra
Yeah, that's your penny. Where the area website no so betimi ne ya share senior be ya yenso ebe de beba man for. You mad the audio no you different. So what made you go into the field that person who come on say?
Me no like me boa uncorfo and just like in general. So like me ofie ni no like my parents always told me that like said that me see me who ofie no I'm gonna like major in something that helps people.
Okay.
Because I said like me and you know mamu yarea said like Mrs. Stafford cramp not me papa no me said like oh like usually like obia on yes and so not me na me. Inti school mo so no like I took anatomy and like me like dissecting your man like your customer we because at time like smell no ni na ko hinum ni na no but like I just found it interesting saying that like I what a like nipa Germany na like yeah my echo Cincinnati State echo share like cadaver money na and I was just looking at it I just found it interesting so I decided to major in something.
That's good. So medicine path now we choose one nursing path in terms of
medicine.
That's it.
All right. So yeah, that's it. This is the first segment. Wait, maybe click on my patch.
That's the second question.
The second part, you know. So the second part is very simple. I'm gonna start from Emanuela's side. I don't know. What are the biggest opportunities in your industry right now, in terms of right now? I'm trying to say, for the purpose of this question, and it will position, you know, in college, you know, what are the biggest opportunity to be in college right now? A lot of people that are going to college, you know, can, you know, thrive on that.
I would say making connections. That's your like biggest thing to do, to make connections, because everything like everywhere you're trying to get is all about the connections that you have. Especially like at Ohio State, a lot of the things that you want to get, a lot of it is like, oh, I know somebody that knows somebody that can help you. So I remember like Uncle Phil, like he would always tell us like, oh, like if we ask him for something, he'd be like, oh, I know somebody, I know a guy, I know this person, da 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 da. And it actually applies in like a school as well, where it's just like you have to connect with your teachers, connect with your professors, especially if you're going to like a very large school. There's so many students that if you don't single yourself out so that the teacher gets to know you, they would never know your face. And then later on, when you need that letter of recommendation or anything of that sort, you don't know who to go to because it's like you didn't bother to make any connections. So.
Yeah, that's it. And a Christian, what profession is here? No home care business. No, what is one of the biggest opportunities? We bet me share with the church. No.
Make us opportunities. We need a dozen be brave. I did kind of discuss. One case you would do until you see scan about 1 7 bar until the open abbey use until one of the opportunities. And I feel so Ubina quite near for I share ideas. If we say Ubetimia interview beer in some of the books I want to see I'm far question about Crano while Ubinia soon a dear woman. If you go her or no bush or some in a way, no. If you back at yourself, I think I will say. There's also that 2 3 months at least ocean will be over. And the Tossum Liansano, and they say, you Numbia or Marginum Home. And see Sancrophone say no. Baby, not me yet. A dear more Moncasam, this will be Boom. And tea, and no so bomb also so to me, serve one cunipa. So Bonham also so what to me leave your brabos and your wood will leave you, dear. Since you do a day no, so one minute drew, maybe no dress or the man farmer no, the life in your very miserable for the whole day.
Prof.
Yeah, sir, IT world no, yewo diversity. So by IT more, areas bebree wo ho is sometimes I call it uncountable. Ube to me ayo. The one say advantages ya wo IT more be nipa bebree ehu ye say with IT no. You can do multiple jobs at the same time. They say, me find so we a programmer. Me chase na year adwuma say. But because we a programmer no, obi create to me the company be to me the adwuma ma now we on the side. Because it's just program obi website. Make me a design website ya ma churches. So automatically no, ube self-employed. With me, on your own. The only thing is you have to know the field and what you are doing. And to say we a website developer. Ubet me a website developer. No one say a software engineer. Ubet create programs. So, and I said, ubet me a network engineer. And I said, you know, obi ohwa okasa we computer science ya. Niama bebre ohon wonim ye at the same time. Na ni nyina so between the adwuma at the same time. They say me adwuma chase no na me software. But then recently, no, me said, okay, software no my break. And they say me kwa front end. Oh, ni nyina oho. And then aside that, another big opportunity they say, ubetimi aye adwuma free. You don't have to go to work. Me watch chase no na me pese o mama me full time am de be ya adwuma wo fie me nkwa adwuma mu da. O mo se o mo mfa mame. And I'm saying, I'm mame dia, me reason letter, me de amamu, ma twra mamu. Me twra ma wo mo no na me free another company. Nationwide, almost a bra, Yabamao. Yadumani nyina wo fie, na fa hwe onkora. So you know these opportunities no, ewo IT mua, and they know I'm trying to convince most of the young people ewo Columbus. As you say no, who's at least a couple of them are moving into IT. E idea e boa o family e yikura because enkwara hwe ne nya easy kromra. But which means that opportunity of working from home and taking care of your children. Okay. These are some of the opportunities in your IT area.
So for the purpose of opening a bit preachy one or car say, visa visa. For the purpose of because this program is mainly for the youth and also for the parents, to help guide our wards, as we progress in life, right now, you better try to say transition to English. Mostly, say 3 1 2 be befema, it's understandable, but let's try as much as possible to stick with the English. Doctor said, what are some of the biggest opportunities in your industry right now?
All right, so in the health field, the number one positive thing is job security, right? Job security. You will always get a job, right? And you're always gonna be in need, as long as you don't do anything fishy, right? You always get a job. You can work as long as you can. That's in the health field in general. If you go into medicine, I think most people, you can get financial independence, right? You can choose how much you want to work and how much you don't want to work. And I think it's rewarding, like you said. You get to take care of people and you see people and like get them better, and it's very rewarding. So I think that's the main things.
All right, Dr. Yakwa.
I would say it's the biggest threat, the biggest opportunity in finance will be AI. Because a lot of systems are really integrating AI into everything that they do. And if you have the knowledge and the skills to really know how to use all of these tools now, it kind of puts you out there because most people don't know how to use it, right? And a lot of on the finance side, and a lot of people are moving into more of data analytics, right? And if you add AI and data analytics on top of what you already know, it really puts you out there, and it will really help you.
All right. So before we go to the next question, I hope most of our youngies or medians going to college are taking notes of this, and those of you who are a little bit indecisive on what program to actually pursue are also taking cues from that. Bernice.
All right. Our next question is, if you were to start over today, what would you do differently? We'll start off with you, Dr. Ayakwa.
That's a good one. So if I was starting out today, I would try to get a job or a company that have leadership training programs. Okay. It is very, very important, say, you get into one of those programs. Because you go into one of those programs now, you do a 2-year rotation, right? After 2 years rotation, you automatically become a manager. And the company doesn't really want to fire you because they've invested so much money into you. When we say be now your manager and you are reporting to them, what they did their leadership training programs. And anybody here, especially all of the youth, so when you're in school and you're looking for a job, look for a company that will somehow put you in a leadership training program. I mean, you're going to be away from Cincinnati because depending on which company it is, you have to do the rotations. You have to really understand how the business works and how the business functions. Once you are done with that, climbing up the ladder is so easy. And yes, I'll be saying, you have to, do the corporate relationship and smart people. But once you finish the leadership program now, it kind of puts you on the pedestal. If you don't know, now trying to get into corporate leadership programs.
Thank you, Dr. Osei.
All right. I just will say I'm lucky to say, I really, honestly, from 3rd grade, I wanted to be a trauma surgeon. And I became a trauma surgeon. So the process, I think that I got lucky along the way. God helped me along. So I wouldn't change much. But one thing that I wish I would have done is along your training, I could have gotten financial literacy education on it. Because how they train you here in the U.S. is you put your head in the book and then you go hard, right? And no distractions. Forget about this, right? And then by the time you're done, you wake up and I'm like, whoa, I don't know anything other than medicine. So if you can get some other financial literacy training, at least you know what to do with what you have and how to improve on it. That would be something I would change.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Mensah.
Yeah, I think what I would have done differently now is to have
Hold on. Prof.
I would probably not spend a lot of money going to school. I would not have spent so much money going to do masters, all these kind of stuffs. what I know now. I had opportunity of teaching at Valley View, the same, computer science, and here I was teaching assistant at University of Michigan, and then I've worked in the industry for almost 12 years. So what I see now in my field is that you don't need the classroom much. What you need is self-paced learning, discipline. You have to be able to discipline yourself and be able to get all the tools that you need and learn it. So young people are here, that's why I want to bring it down. If I want to be a programmer, I wouldn't spend more money going to school and sit in a classroom for a teacher who has never programmed to teach me programming. It will never happen. What I tell the students is that you can go for the degree, get the certificate, but then to learn it, you can do it at your own pace. Just have to go online, go to some of these platforms and spend time, sit on your butt and learn it. And when you do it with consistency, you become a good programmer without going to the classroom. Okay. So what I would change differently is I would have spent those years of sitting in the master's program without knowing how to program, and then coming from master's program and learning how to program. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Yeah. So if I sit in the classroom and I'm not able to get what I need to do at the workplace, why am I there? So I can get my undergraduate certificate. And let me tell you, in the IT world, those who are here with IT, they will tell you, when you come to interview, I don't ask you, which school did you go? What is your certificate? I don't ask you. I don't need it. What I will ask you is, what can you do with the computer you are holding? If I give you computer, can you program? If you can program, you can tell me, yes, I can program. I will write this Python program. I will do this to do this. You got a job. That is how the field is. Okay. So differently, I will probably not choose more classroom, but choose to do, my own piece learning on a website. Yeah, some stuff like that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so with me, if I should start over, I will not change much because right now I would say I'm independent. I don't report to anybody, and I go to work when I want to go. I come home when I want to come home. And so for me to say I'm going to change and then do what? Go and start to, report to somebody? No. They report to me, so I will not change. Yeah.
Thank you. Would you change anything about the program you're in right now?
I think the only thing I would change is how I started. I think when you search up the best major to do for medicine and etc., it's always biology. But I think there's even people at my school who her major is dance and she's in medical school now.
That's
it's
right. Yep.
Not specifically just doing biology, but you can really do anything.
Sociology.
Exactly, to get into that. So that's what I would change.
Well, you could have also gone to University of Michigan.
Okay, so this next question is going to be 10 seconds. Okay, one thing from one biggest myth about your profession. But in your case, what is the biggest myth about college? Just 10 seconds.
A false belief about, you understand, I guess.
Come back to you.
Yes, for sure.
And Christian, what is the biggest myth about home care business?
I would say, most often people think that when you are working in the home cares, it's like the money is there so you can steal it from the government. It's not true.
Okay.
Because whatever you do is being monitored. Like, if, let's say, they give me 24/7 case, the state already know how many hours I'm working for that person in a week. So you cannot go and bill hours that you've not worked.
That's right.
So people say, oh, you can, it's not true. So that is one of
the biggest myth in IT.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think IT is too difficult to do. You have to know maths. If you don't know maths, you can't do computer science. but I've never seen any maths in computer science. Okay. It's just about logical reasoning, which is not really maths, which is not really the difficult maths. It's just logical reasoning. So, IT world myth of it's too hard to do, and you need to know maths before you can do it. It's not true.
All right.
Yeah.
Dr. Say.
One of the biggest myths is you have to be very smart to go to med school and become a doctor. That is not true. You just have to be disciplined and just be consistent. Average B student can go to med school and become any doctor you want, but you have to be disciplined. If you are super smart and you are not disciplined, you're probably going to fail.
That's true. Dr. Yakwa.
Accounting is not finance, and finance is not accounting. They are two completely majors into.
That is true. I know the meaning because accounting means IF. All right, next question. Okay, so the next segment tonight we are on is very simple. Basically, we are now going to do a departmental focus, whereby we will handle one department, ask them all the questions. Please note your questions down. We all have notes on our phones. Write them down. Then after that, we're going to go to the next department, ask all the questions about that. Once we're done with all 5 of them, we will throw out the questions, the Q&A sessions to you all so that you can all ask your questions. And once you ask your question, you will just direct it to who you asked the question to. So we're going to start off with health career questions, and our sister Bernice is going to lead that questionnaire for that.
Okay, Doctor said this goes to you. The first one is, what are some overlooked career opportunities in the health sector beside being a doctor or a nurse?
All right. So one of the main overlooked one is in the hospital system, right? Leadership.
Okay.
Right. So most of the CEOs are not medical doctors. They are not nurses, right? So they went to that
Business,
route,
yeah.
right? So there are some hospital management systems that is very overlooked that you can tap in. When it comes to patient care, we do have a lot of stuff, radiology techs, respiratory techs. We do have a lot of other
MRI.
stuff that help with with patient care that is not necessarily medicine or nurse. We have OR techs, right? You can go to school for like a year and a half, and then you go to OR tech, and sometimes you get paid more than nurses, depending on cases that you do, right? And how experienced you are. So yeah, there are a lot of stuff, but I think those are the main ones that you can, right from high school, you can go to respiratory therapy and then become a respiratory therapist. That you can, job security, you get paid and everything, right? Radiology techs and stuff.
All right. Thank you. So our next question to you is, how is technology changing healthcare careers today?
AI. So that actually would, if I was to go to, and something that I thought about it when I was going to my residency, what field should I choose? Now, there's gonna be a point where radiologists, they're not gonna need them as much, because we have AI that can read this imaging. That you're still gonna need radiologists, right? Because they have to interpret. The AI is not perfect, right? So you gotta check the errors that the AI makes. But most hospitals, I think it will get to a point where we used to need 200 radiologists, we just need 50, right? And then AI will do most of the workload and stuff like that. But that's one technology. We have like Epic, stuff. We have DAX that we use now that will scribe for you and stuff like that. So technology overall is making medicine easier. In my field, surgery,
Robotic.
what do you say?
Robotic.
The robot, yes. I think I would have retired probably very early if robot wasn't there, because you just go and sit and it's like the robot is sitting there doing the case and I'm playing like video game. and then I'm operating right there. Maybe my back is not hurting me anymore. My shoulder is not hurting because I'm just sitting and doing. I'm not even scrubbed in. And I think in the future it will be a point where I'm hoping I'll have a console in my house, get up, brush my teeth, and sit on it and operate. And I don't have to go to work. I'm hoping that will happen. But if not, I mean, robotic surgeries have been very easy. Nursing, you have a lot of technology stuff that can make your life easy. So I think there's huge future out there, but we yet to tap in, and it's helping a lot.
So would you say AI or technology is taking over our human jobs or replacing humans?
I think overall, it is not replacing, but it's decreasing the need for that many load, right? I think there's always going to be human beings that need, human beings are going to be needed. I know Elon Musk said that in 10 years, 20 years, there are going to be robots that can do better surgery than surgeons. That is not true.
You need the humans to operate
the anatomy is different, and sometimes you cannot use robot for every case. You have to abort and go open and go do the good old way. But I think it's making it easier, but it will not completely eliminate human need.
Okay, thank you. So our next question to you is, what skills are most important for someone entering healthcare?
Integrity. Okay.
Okay.
You got to be like, no matter how good you are, if you are not, or if you do not have integrity, you're not gonna stay in the health field for long. Number two is patient, physician, like relationship, right? Not even patient. Like you have to know you have to have people skills,
right?
Because in medicine you deal with people, right? And you have to be disciplined, right? The rest, it will come by. If you get these three things, you can get through. Because if you are disciplined, you can still stay on top of your field and be on. You gotta learn how to look things up for yourself. Don't say, "Oh, somebody said this, so I'm gonna go with it." You gotta confirm it, trust and verify.
All right. So our next question: what are some of the biggest challenges facing healthcare professionals today?
I'll start from the college level, right? I think one of the biggest thing is education, because it's very expensive to get to the health field, right? So just have to try and minimize the cost that will get you there. Eventually, you can pay your student loan and everything, right? But try and minimize the cost that will get you there, because I think that one deters a lot of people from going to medicine.
That's right.
I know a lot of Ghanaians that I mentored, right? They were like, "Oh," I'm like, "Your grades are amazing. You can, if you want to go to medicine, you can, but it's too expensive. I'm just gonna do this." And then, don't be afraid, right? No matter how much expensive it is, you can pay for it, but just minimize the cost. That's that. Then if you go to the professional level, like that's to get into health field. When you get to medical school, nursing and stuff like that, I think sometimes it's very time consuming, right? So it can stress you out, but you just have to have the grit, just grind, and eventually you'll see the light at the end of the tunnel. And yeah.
So would you say financial literacy can help us minimize the cost of healthcare?
Yes, very much so. So, for example, like if you go to college, right, you can stay at home and just eliminate about $20,000 a year for room and board that you're gonna get student loan for.
Okay.
And whatever loan you get, you're gonna pay 4 times eventually, right? If you get $20,000 for room and board, you're gonna end up paying $80,000 eventually, right? So if you can eliminate all of that, and if you can take some college, like in summer class, if you can take community colleges and fill in the other class so you don't have to pay much more. Still gonna get your 4-year college degree, but you can take like, organic chemistry from here, do this from here, do this from here, and then that will limit the amount of money you're gonna pay. It's gonna be cheaper than the 4-year college.
Right.
So when you graduate with less than $80,000, that's a win, right? Then you go to medical school and just take the loans. Just enjoy medical school, and then after that, you can go from there.
All right. So can someone build a successful career without going through the medical or healthcare school route?
Can you explain, elaborate it for me?
Okay, so can someone build a successful healthcare career without going through medical or healthcare related school? That's more for Elder Christian.
I mean, he built a successful career. So. Yes, you can.
Okay, all right, moving on. So
Yeah,
what
You
advice?
don't have to go to med school, become a nurse to build a successful career. You don't even have to. You can build a business, right, and employ people to help people, healthcare people to do it.
Right. Okay. Thank you. So, what advice would you give students interested in public health, mental health, or prevention science?
I mean, if that's what interests you, go for it.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I think if you're interested in it, go for it and try and go as high as you can.
Okay. I think you touched on this next question, integrity, when you were talking about integrity. But how important is empathy and communication in healthcare compared to technical knowledge?
It's very important, right? So you can be the best surgeon, but you're gonna get sued all the time if you do not have good communication skills or if you omit stuff. You have to have integrity, right? Do not lie, because that's gonna come back and bite you. If you do make a mistake, be honest with the patients, and communication will, majority of the time, you can even screw up, but once you communicate well with the family, they're gonna be well placed with you than just lying. So yeah.
All right, Dr. Aseye-Daase, thank you so much for answering all our questions.
Thank you very much. But for the purpose of our time, I think we will need the answers to be very spot on, and so that very brief, so that we can move and give more time to our audience to ask.
I thought I was brief.
No, not you. We're just saying for the purpose of the rest of them. All right. So IT career, Dr. Adem-Mensah. What are the hottest career opportunities in IT right now?
There's a lot of opportunities in IT. I mean, as I mentioned, so in IT is broad. Even now with this AI thing, there's a lot of opportunities in AI that you can tap. We have networking, we have administration, and there are other things that is not typical, IT working in the IT field, is administration. So somebody can be a PM, project manager. Somebody can be just a organizer, organizing like the team to work. So all those areas are there. That not necessarily you are going to program, or some of them don't even use computers to do what they do. They just manage the group, but they are also IT workers. So there's a lot of fields.
Right. So this next question, you already answered it, so we're going to go to the next one after that. Yeah. How can beginners break into IT with no experience?
Yeah, that's what I think I touched that also. So in IT, you can learn everything on your own. You see, there are a lot of programs.
But this is like zero experience, not necessarily.
Zero.
Yeah.
Even with programming, you don't need to know computer to become a programmer. The only thing that you need is you need to have your laptop. Go and sit on YouTube and search for programming beginner. Somebody is there who will teach you from beginning, and then will teach you intermediate, and will teach you advanced. By the time you finish with a person, you go out there and you are programming. That, as he said, in computer science, you need to be disciplined. You need to be consistent. So it's like learning organ. You can start from your childhood, and the more you put your hands on it, the more you become expert. So in computing, is continuously doing it, then you become professional.
Okay.
So let's say if I teach you programming, if I teach you in a classroom and you don't put your hands on it, you will never know. When you are sitting there, you are looking at it, you say, oh, this is what I can do. Yeah, I know. But then when we ask you to do it on the computer, you can do it. Okay. So the more you are doing, practicing, then you become an expert.
All right,
so you don't need to be expert before.
I think Dr. Say spoke a little bit about the role of AI in the future jobs and technology. But can you just give us something brief in 10 seconds in the IT field, what the role of AI is doing?
Yeah, so in IT field, AI is basically what we call it is as a helper. So AI is basically going to help you, to aid you to be able to do your work. It's not going to take the job from your hands. So let's say something that we can have 5 people to do it. Now we can have only 1 person to do because of AI. So what is happening in our IT, environment is that most people are losing their jobs. Not necessarily because of the AI, but they are reducing the workforce. Because we don't need a lot of people to do the program. See, when I was programming, a job that I can do within 2 weeks or 3 weeks, now AI is doing it for just a day. If I put a command, the prompt, AI will write all the code for me. The only thing that I need to do is to review the code to make sure that AI has done the right thing. Now, the models in the, what we call them, we call it model. So the models, they have trained it so much that now if I give the prompt, it's able to accurately do what we want in Chase right now. So this year alone, Chase has, sacked almost 2,000 or something people.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So that is what is happening. So the workforce will keep on reducing because of it. And it's not happening to only IT. All job fields will face that.
So the follow-up question is basically talking about how rapidly IT is growing. Okay. With everything that we said about right now, not just AI taking over, but also the influx of people entering into IT is very high. What is the advice that you have about students entering into this field?
Well, so so now is a kind of people coming into IT is good. Don't be afraid that AI is coming and for that reason I'm not going there. No, that's not what we're talking about. AI will be there and it's even going to be advanced. See, now the AI that we see today, AI actually, let me give a small background. People think that AI just came. It's not true. AI has been there since 1950s. But the only thing is the tools that AI needed to thrive was not there. But now we have all the tools available. That's how now you see the AI in advanced mode. And as time goes on, AI is even going to be worse. It's going to do marvelous things. See, so if you are afraid, then you can't do anything. So what it is step in there and be the best that you can. At the end of the day, they will still keep people in the company to help AI to do what it is doing. And that person can be you. So always that is what I tell myself, that if they need 2 people to be there in the company to help AI to work, it should be me.
All right.
So that is how the young people should think. Yeah.
And I think you just answered that with in terms of the mistakes that young people make once getting into the tech. So next question. All right. Thank you very much, Prof. I think that you just wrap it up for the IT side for us. We're gonna move to the self-employment entrepreneurship.
Okay. Before we ask you, Elder Christian, Emanuela, you wanting to go into the healthcare, becoming a doctor. Did you have any questions for Dr. Osei? You did not. Okay. This was not compatible. Michigan on Ohio State. Okay, so being self-employed, is it for everyone? Being a business person?
Yes, I would say it's for everyone.
Okay.
Depending on what you want to do. Especially with this field, the only thing you need is, even if you are high school diploma, you need 4 years experience to apply. And so it's not like you have to be a graduate or you have to. But now they've started with bachelors. So if you don't have your bachelor's in Ohio, or let's say if you are not you don't have a degree then it will be difficult, because now they've put certain things that you need to be part of the management of the company. And you being a, let's say, high school diploma, you might not be able to get into the management level.
Okay.
And so with that with your 4 years experience, you cannot apply.
Okay. So before leaving a job to start my own business, what would you tell me? What should I consider before leaving my job?
First, you should consider your strength. and also, like say your financial background. But I will talk about mine, If you are, like say, with this one, with DODD, you don't need a lot of capital because you are being paid every week by the state. So what you need to do is that you need to structure your payment. I mean, how you will pay your staffs.
Okay.
So let's say I get paid every week. So I pay my staffs every other week. So let's say this week I get my money, the following week I get my money, and then I pay you. So always I don't have to borrow from anybody.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So this next question is, how do you know if a business idea is good? Should you pursue a certain business idea? What would tell you, say, this idea is good or it's a bad deal?
You can know by, sometimes contacting those who are already in that business.
So networking.
Yep.
Okay.
And so, yeah. And then, also reading about the job, especially with DODD, when you go to their website, everything is there. And even if you don't get it, you can just call them and they will walk you through whatever you want to do.
Okay. So what are some of the biggest mistakes first-time business owners make?
Okay, I will still maintain on what I'm doing. It's like when you are too lenient on people, sometimes they bring you down.
Okay.
Especially, I will not talk about any other. I will talk about Ghanaians. When you are working with Ghanaians, it's very difficult because they see you as
Yeah.
Like they knew me when I was like nobody. So they will say, oh no, and until like they think that you have to approach them, sometimes beg them, or, meanwhile you are working for your money. And if you don't take time, they will collapse your business. Yes, because I had experience with two ladies who were from Cincinnati. I lost 3 clients because of those two ladies. So, I mean, when you are working with people like your own countrymen, you have to be careful.
All right. So this next question, I think you talked about capital, having money. How important is having access to money versus having skills or experience?
Yeah, the skills can be there, but with that money, you cannot progress.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So how can you turn a side hustle, like you have a side job or something that you do based on your interest, how can you turn it into a full-time business?
Like if I have other interests.
Other interests, correct, yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah, like this, I don't know. Yeah, I was saying, I'm also trying to enter into this computer programming and other things.
Okay.
So as he was talking, I was listening because I don't want to go to school. I want to do it online, So I think, and also, I have enough time. Even these days with AI, I don't do much because just this month there was a review, and then they brought a plan of improvement that I should send to the state. So I was sitting there and said, but I think AI can help me with this one. I just copied the questions, put it there, and everything came like, so, and, they know that I was talking about Ohio, so they just quoted everything that Ohio. So now it's like when I go to the office, whatever I want to do, if I just
AI,
and then put it in here. Yeah, but you have to review, like he said, you have to review it.
Right.
You cannot just copy everything. So, like what I did yesterday, I have put those links in my email. So Monday is holiday, but Monday I will still work. I will just put the links and then remove those.
Plug it into, yeah. Yo.
And then just print the improvement and then send it to them.
All right. Thank you, Elder, for your contribution.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up with finance and also our sister. Then after that, we're gonna open up the floor to the church because I'm told it's by 5 o'clock we should finish everything so that we can head out. Dr. Agua, what are some career paths in finance that students often overlook?
What's it? Oh, some money there. It comes from financing, you know. Some career path. Oh, wow. AP, AR, account receivable, accounts payable, clerks. I mean, they do a lot of work in the finance department, but most people don't really look at them as a good. But every company needs somebody to look after how they receive money and how they are paying money. You know, it's a good path to go after.
All right. And what are some of the habits, the financial habits, young adults should develop early?
Financial habits, as personal financial habit and as a financial habit in terms of work related.
Work related.
Okay. I would say always be on top of any ERP the company is using, because if you know how to use the ERP now, you'll be the person that everybody will come to. Okay, you're going to be the SME and people are going to come to you and ask you questions. And so once you become that person, I say will be stable for a while. You know, always be on top of the technology we are using within that company.
You did mention finance is not just about accounting, but there's more to it. What other skill is important or us needed when it comes to finance?
I would say the the most important skills will be your human currency, your relationship with other people within the firm, within the company. Because I mean, no matter your knowledge, if you are self-independent by yourself, doing things by yourself or not, I'm somebody who doesn't. I go to work and I do what I need to do and I come home. And when I'm a now for. But I have realized I have to make that effort to be friends with everybody. Right? Because even though I will do my work, when it comes to people saying your name in places where they need to say your name now, they're not going to say your name because you're not their friend. And that I would say human currency is very important in the finance world.
All right. Talking about self-independent, what are some of the things that one can do to become financial independent? Because most of the times we think be a financial, somebody's in the finance now. They are usually good with finances, but there are still some people that struggle financially when it comes to being independent.
Oh, you have to learn how to manage your money, because you are managing a company's money. And you have to really learn how to manage your own money. Because when you like you go to YouTube, there's a lot of YouTube videos on managing yourself finances and creating a budget and all of that. Most people don't even make a mini budget, but I know how much I spend. I mean, I'm self-conscious on how much I spend and everything, and I know how much I have, and I don't have a budget. But one thing, you have to make sure that you have a budget and you stay careful and you know where your money is going at the end of the month.
Technically, muscle memory budget, but not physical budget.
Something like that.
So lastly, what are some of the advice you want to give to people who want to venture into finance, and also those that are already in there, and how to become more successful?
I think if you're already in there, like I said, be very friendly with know the systems. Very important to know the system and know how they work. Be very friendly and talk to people. Force na pekasa. Tize a Fridays omo talk about soccer near. And papa never buy a crank. I'm in Arsenal. We know. Oh yeah, Arsenal one. That's just Omania. Make sure ball cry. And it is a Super Bowl. I watch the last minute just so when I go, I can have something to say.
That's right.
And know how to relate to people, and know your ERPs and know your technology. And I would say that will help for the youth, going into finance. And early stages in finance. Like I was saying before, do leadership training. I know Zenya Finance and they have leadership training in the IT, finance, accounting, in all of the fields. Just find a role that will help you get into those. It will help you grow faster in your field.
Yeah, that's it. On behalf of Arsenal fans, we forgive you. Bernice, over to.
All right, thank you. So, Ima, I'm going to ask you just about 3 questions. If you can answer that for us, that would be great. So, our first question to you is, how should students choose a major if they're not sure about the field or their career path?
I guess I would say go based off your interest and actually explore and things that may be career related that you do in high school. I think in high school we took a lot of classes that are career pathways and learning about a bunch of stuff. I took classes like business and just random things, so it just allows you to learn your interests, and then afterwards it will help you.
Okay, thank you. So would you say college is still worth it today in this economy?
I think education in general is still worth it. I think there's many different avenues that you can take that you don't have to get an education, but I think it is still worth it in this economy.
Okay. So how you did talk about networking. How important are internships and networking during college?
In terms of internships, I think especially with a lot of engineers and IT majors, it's very important for them. So they especially a lot of my friends, they put in that work to really get in that internship, and it comes with a lot of networking that they have to do in general, where companies like Honda and etc. will come to our school, and they have to make sure that they show up and actually network and build those connections, so that later on those companies will actually come to them and want to give them a job or an internship so that they can actually work there.
Okay. So our final question to you is, what should students be doing outside the classroom to better get them ready for their careers?
I think, especially for me, I think what I've realized is that, like I've always said, building those in networking, and also just realizing your time, because I feel in college, just a lot of you're in your book, you're just in your book all the time, but making sure your time is also spread out, maybe extra curriculars or organizations that you might join. I think I did a thing at school where it's just sometimes you just join an organization that has nothing to do with your major at all.
Okay.
And sometimes it helps get your mind off of always focusing on things that are just related to your major all the time. So just doing that, and also connecting with other people outside, because if you don't and you're just always in your books, it can really deteriorate your mental health.
All right. Thank you so much.
So thank you guys very much. First of all, let's give it up to our panelists for such a great presentation. And also let's give it up to our sister Bernice for holding it down. At this point, we have about 30 minutes. We have 30 minutes to do Q&A, because some of us are going for a dinner. And we'll come back. You, the family members, more relax. I bet how everything was. Why, Pastor? Be okay. Why? You see, leadership course did be cow. That was why I graduated. But in 30 minutes, so please show by hands if you have any questions for any of our panelists. We'll take the first count of the first 5 people. Then after that, if there's time, we're gonna go to the next 5. So show by hands in order. If you have any question, Dr. Edu Yeboah, 1 next. Next practitioner, Boate, Sewa Boate. Third one, Mepacho. Mr. Ramo, Ghana for the say yao. The super we are the class. Your mind says some question. You ever pon on a few questions, Ninja, and then you point and ya pong. I hear number 3, be number 3. There's number 4. Number 4, Mepacho, 4th person. 4th person. Dr. Boateng, 4th person. Mepacho, last person before we. Okay, Pastor. Intino. Doctor, the question, the microphone, bro. And our sister.
Before they ask, can I say something towards this question right here? So, especially the people that are going to medicine, right? What are the things you can do outside the classroom to prepare you for your career. Research and volunteer work is very important. I think it's actually more important than your grades, right? I remember when I was interviewing for surgery, they were still talking about my research I did in undergrad. Okay, so if you can get 1 or 2, you don't want to do like 5 research or 6 research. Get one sophomore year and do it for the 3 years. It weighs more than doing every different research every summer. Okay, because it's longitudinal, you know, they know you have passion in it, and you get published. That's even extra, right? So research and volunteer work. Don't volunteer multiple places at a time. Just go to food for anywhere you gotta go. Every time I go there like once a week, second year once a week, third year, do that one thing, they'll know you have passion for it. If you come and I'm interviewing my students and then I saw you have 15 volunteer opportunities and you did 6 hours each, you were just filling up your resume. It means nothing to me.
Okay.
And also, just so you know, some of the courses that you might take in your master's program, you can waive away the community involvement stuff. It will just cut you through easy classes that you don't have to take. So they're very important. Dr. Aduyewa.
All right. Thank you very much, panelists, for your explanation of your career paths. I have 2 questions. I had 3, but Makate for the mercy of everybody. So my first question goes to Dr. Regarding IT. So there was a period, probably I would say the past 10 years, where a lot of people were dropping their careers to join IT, and I knew a lot of people myself, and most of them with no regrets. Some of them wish they had done it earlier. Some people wanted to go to medicine or pharmacy, they joined IT and they never looked back. But out of them, I've had a couple of friends who are scared for their jobs, right? And so AI is always the elephant in the room. And the question is, with AI, which is the main reason why people are being let go, is there a specific branch within IT or an area within IT that's more advisable than it was 10 years ago? That's my first question. And second question goes to Elder Christian. You're a successful businessman in the DODD department. Before this, had you ventured in some other businesses and failed, and then did this, and obviously this has become successful, or were you successful right away? And if you did something else and failed, what's your advice for people who might be looking into become entrepreneurs, but they're afraid of failing because they feel like it will bring them back? I'm sure if the question is clear. Yes? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so that is a very nice question. But then in the IT world now, it's scary for everybody. It's scary. I can tell you that. It's very scary because what the AI is doing now is exceptional. It's something that people did not even imagine is going to happen soon. See, in my work now, they don't even want us to think and do stuffs. Now what they say is that put everything in the AI and let it do. That's what the managers are requesting. So if you decide not to use the AI, you will go. You see what is happening? I want to use my mind to program because I know how to program. They say, no, don't use your mind. Use the AI to do it. If you don't use the AI to do it, then get out. So everybody is scared now. If your manager call you now, you are scared because they are now even detecting how much usage of AI. You see, so now with me, they took my AI. Copilot recently. Why? Because I have not been using it. So if you don't use it, then your manager will say, why were you not using it? Then get out. That is what is happening. But there are some areas that it will still be okay. Some area like cybersecurity. Because with the cybersecurity, there are some aspects, even not everything is cybersecurity though. There are some aspects in cybersecurity that AI will still, even AI need them. So cybersecurity is secured a little bit. Networking is a little bit secure because AI can just give you the configuration of the networking. But AI cannot do the networking. You see, that is because networking is you have to go physically and lay the cables and those kind of things. So AI is kind of silent in that side. So those areas is also, okay. So I can say now, mostly I advise the people who are coming into IT, programming, no, but don't, push yourself so much in program. Go into cyber. And then if you are in cyber, you secured a little bit in that area, yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. So I have not ventured in any other projects before, except this one. And even with this, I got the idea from our instructors from school. They advise us that when we come out, we don't have to look for jobs. We should create our own jobs. So that is what I just followed.
Thank you.
The next question was.
Last.
My friend, are you doing this?
Are there certification courses people can do and still be successful in other careers other than going through the traditional high school, undergrad, grad programs, especially for our families and relatives who come here and they are maybe older and they don't have maybe the time to go through the traditional, spots in education?
Yeah. And I said general will be able to me answer. Okay.
With the certification program, there is a lot of certification program like X-ray, ultrasound, MRI. That's what I do. And X-ray, for now, they can make somewhere $60 an hour plus. So there's a lot of certification programs you can venture without going to college.
Okay.
Also, I think there are other places that you can go. That I just want to point it out that I'm not really there. But mechanics,
That's right. Yeah.
barber shops. These barber guys, I mean, if make a cut to my hair, you pay a lot, right? It's a certificate. So I think you can choose whatever you are interested in, and once you have passion and dedication, you can be successful from the. Ask advice for people that have been there, that have been successful and stuff.
My question is, again, my parents are to nurture your interest in the areas you are in now.
Okay. Oh, my Papa Krawa, sorry. I mean, what they did, was really, I guess, push me to go to college and really, when I was, like I was saying, because I did a couple of things, my dad was like, I now go try accounting, because, like I was saying, in high school, the only thing I was really good at, I did math and physics, so. He was like, why not just go do accounting and try it and see, Afa.
One thing I can say, sorry. You can go ahead, please. One thing I can say is parents knowing their children, knowing what their interests are at an early age. While studying a banner, they can tell, say, oh, where dear, or you're good in this section. Maybe I was in a stronghold in here. Now we just pushing, knowing their stronghold and pushing them towards that can also be beneficial.
Oh, young people, no me no din komo pa. Adia me hu ne say, your parents na your workroom hano. Ya ni ye pushi ye mano to niema bia omo ni ho ahoden. Because me say kwara be catch them elder. mempɛ medicine, mempɛ nursing, and so still my wife was say, "Just I'm a nursing and I'm a medicine." This I mean, no fee and it's not like that. As a woman, Aquadano, a choose idea will pay.
Right.
Now, cast away na me pa support to Aquadano at all cost. Because we name idea will choose. So, me base, see, I'm a back, well, 8 years. But one in the car was or person or your chef. Aduane no kura no so oni aduane bia o na aduane o dia ye chips enti o ka so ye chef na no ma say chef no e dia no mo yo o say chef fo no mo no aduane no akofa ne chef atade o ma ni sister to ma no akofa chef atade la she no ma ka je say chef no na person we ya bo modenia say wo free say kure no wo be start ye didi. No who said you ne smell and ni taste it here. Now we chef no enkrofo atimi abe patronize. Nti won say me encourage no ho. E bi do ba bi no ko because won ye chef no bi. But enforce no say chef for there because who say e ya sometimes knowledge aye ni. Because ya adwene ne say obi o ye medicine no o sika. But the oye chef no oni sika. But that's not true. Obi a oye chef can be even wealthy than obi oye medicine. Why? Because chef, you know, obet me a lot of business and yama bebre. You moka. Oh, and you know, on sent yama flexibility. You can advise, but don't force. Makurano and your panel on your now, yeah, you obet me a more successful brand and so on.
The American opini, Pacho, Manya Diamicasa Monte, Benewa Fem. The number person make an opinion about the tough. To say, you about the no can say, I bet to differ. Obia ni honma ni baka so go police ni budget. Let's be honest. I don't know for most of you. Sami obaka so go fire service ya obaka so ya bro yare. Na fire service dey anka say ka michire ofie. How you do muja? I remember say Kiki Muya graduation. And like they will say what the kid want to do in future. I can bet you say Kings Island for they are good because 70% of the kids they want to work at Kings Island. Oh, wow. Now, parents back with me just more kind and say Kings Island they are saying for my private school. Yeah, actually move here and get the move high school and my heading. Let's be honest with the Ghanaian parents, you know. Say crackers obey police, obey teacher, and also obey jobs. I him say sebe sikane that much. We try to discourage them. And the main reason why we channel them through this high-earning professions near, all because we know, say, maybe there's job security, there's this, and they're sure they are maybe Brenna. We don't want them to go through that angle. And I truly support what you said. Sometimes, you know, with their interest, you know, and Bernice, Ubano Paul himself, oh, you're very good with math, but Upeso your doctor, you know, oh, biology is good, biology is good, biology is good. Let's be honest. Maybe Nimami an IT person. Right? When you say IT is good, when you say the Bawe Zusu Dianka or your medical doctor, and be the best, right? But Maminisu IT, you know, oh, don't you think the program is good? See how Siri told you what time it is. See, so we always try to switch them from their path one or the other. And I'm not saying it's bad. Ni papa ni epeno, but at the end of the day, no. Sometimes when you say "Would jai ni pakonona utimi master in what they are doing now." I have a friend or a program advertisement some time ago say, "And a smoker poor madam for your friend say, oh, now or a mechanical engineer. I'm telling you, if you take your car to that guy, now car now is not fixable. Would go BMW cry it won't be fixable. He is that good. He is that good. I'm not going to lie. Paul can testify. He is that good. What did I make an answer? As you rightly say, you know. As you rightly say, you know, whatever they need to do, no, let them be the best. And there's one thing that you said. We should always see ourselves say ye penipetua, ye dia, ye penipetua. I'm one of them. So what I say? Because Sebe, doctor for your doctors will be Sebe, and your munina outstanding. Your teacher for su bebre. But I know say ye kasi obia money teacher ba ku pay ebidia. We'll have one name to mention. But I need one teacher soon heading a chair. Okay.
Can I say something? Back to the question about parenting, right? I, for one, can testify to the fact that me growing up, no, me name say be a me papa kind of junior, but see, and I'm a man today. I never saw a single day my dad being an educator no will come and say wo be say ono no go on and say wo pe be me school do no be kwa tra me. And you know, regardless of what you want to do, no, you have to do it. I remember, for instance, me work Ghana some year law, and that was my number one passion. Me number two was me sojeni, and make back Roman we say me no need to say okay, Valley View, who we are, no I could do soldier. But then Valley View life ni try short na me back no. When I got into military, my mom was like, "Oh, Debbie, my mom you know I could soldier did that. Me person obe kona kwa imensa." My dad was the same person now. Ojina muka say, "It can be mommy call ye." Because that was the passion. That's what I wanted to do. Because Mrs. Atana law na then I to assume. I feel say, in as much as say, you know your name, your man capabilities no, it's also important say you be DHD. Because me, whilst I was in school, for my first time, in you made DFI accounting. It's accounting in your efforts. So the goal was, how can I still come to Valley View, do business administration, and still dodge accounting? Now me dodge near ye. You still have to find a way to do it. Me bear Kroman me bachelor's business management. I wanted to dodge it. Still corporate finance. And you'll find a way to end up doing. I realized, oh, and you said, meeting who accounting. No, it was just because I never had the fundamentals now. Yeah, they accounting. No. So if parents be on my own say, or best when you ban if you on them, say, oh, I said, why not? But then the premises I want to find out there. No, was simple. Say you never had an introduction to it.
I was just focusing on medicine. I know at least 3 people my parents talked them out of medicine to do nursing. Right? Yes, at least 3, because they came to me, not in this church, came to say, hey, I want to do this. I'm like, great, use this right there. Oh, no boarding, they do medicine, it was too much. Right? So you're nursing, you know, we're nursing. Now, say, nursing is not easy, right? And if you go, sometimes it can mess up your grades and close the door to medicine. So if our kids want to go into a field, sometimes we should just push them, believe in them. Me undergrad, me apply for my school. At least me have a bunch of friends of plan A. I'm saying me come medical school. Now I'm for bed. Now when so I'm for plan CSN. My guy said one time this guy I'm like me plan A, I'm medicine. So plan B, I'm like say I'm familiar. I'll revise the reason why I'm family, fix it, and go to medicine. Plan C, repeat the process, right? So, what greater you can get it. So sometimes you're paying for no, quite what, but you do one day at a time, and you can make it. Let's not talk our kids out of it.
All right, Pastor.
Me da se akonya ode amame. Common, but specifically in Doctor Osei. Yeah. You said the occasion named the doors no idea back on so who said ne offer asafono ye mebunoa. Bebre na ko school adru animu na omo question nyame a emomu fra asafodemu. Timpempenso abedro as a doctor. You have doctors there. How were you able to balance the Homo sapien, whatever that you learn in school, with us higher scientists? Recently, I can even talk about those who went to space. What you mean? I think amount of Munkasa not black and Musa or Jinya Midi Kakra. Nenkasa no Kenya Minyami. So with that highest, how were you able to balance your faith? Because science and religion has always been that rival stage. How were you able to this point? Now, follow-up question is, what was the role of your parents in nurturing your faith combined with your profession? I'm coming from this angle because last 2 weeks, we are trying to teach the youth, the children, how they will be able to get the Bible and our beliefs. And yale du baby who said nkuranu kosuku eduru animu a baby a 21st century bia your doctors or minimum ware na ware nso a na egu 21st century obi am say your good marriage counselors ya wa boni PhD still na and there so many things. So how were you able to do that at this point?
But as a pastor, Bible say Chira Kwai, the arm faster, so you know, one free home. So I think a lot of people played a role in it, because like I was saying last time, at some point I thought that there was no God, right? But it is important, sir. I think what kept me grounded was my foundation as a kid. Right, me call Ghana church near the chair no more. So no matter how far you go out, you can still start thinking about it. Keeps coming, right? Then there is a church, right? In that most of my friends, most of my good friends, my people I was hanging out with them before I went to college were SDA people. When I was in college, the good friends I was talking to them were SDA people. So no matter, I'm not gonna get friends from anywhere else, right? Then it is your parents that also, when you come home, they teach you. They do everything. And then all of these things will just lead you to pray. At some point, you got to also make an effort to look things up yourself. And all that connected together. And then support of your church members and everything. That eventually, God will lead you to whatever you need to know. Now, it's important to say you're leaders of the church, we might right? The youth. That if you see some of the educate, we learn from them and they also learn from us. We don't impact the decision to them. That can push people away. Yeah.
All right. So, Kakame de Beka now, Dr. Sami, the final question about no for now, no. Say, Imran was so German, right? I thought say so German mommy GD when I was deployed. Because my first deployment was Iraq. I didn't really feel that much of a heat. And yes, Iraq turning number 3, so me who said no. But me call Kuwait mama, me call with that me underestimate Kuwait, no. That is why I almost lost my life. It's a mami GD ebanyamemu be ekese. Okay. Now one me say because it's all about wunti na ojidi wanyamemu be ekese. Me was school no right? Again, me nim about how Dr. Sene, Dr. Ademensane, Dr. Yakwamo, FOMO doctoral program, no. But maybe dear, I know say 3 times, 3 years of my life in school, no. Every year, bia kabijai. Na me jana baba for my friend, I say, when you tell you the oba could do a tiffin and 2 years then ya obeko. Second one, and kamijai, there are people that I called. They really made me understand. Say, share okay akwawi. Wakasa wunti doctor da. Okay akwawi wakasa wunti etino. Atamfoni na boy mani motivate here. Third one no. Ana mi Gideon be more way sophisticated to the sense say na rich to the sense be like minim say nyankopɔ timi ade nyina. But na minim say mako class akoko sua ade na ewie mako chro. Na minim say nyama atwo ne correct. Na professor na beka kyerɛ say sa 55 pages na mako chro ni nyina yɛ nkwasi asɛm. Sebi, means Uncle Truffle for Samra, or maybe 1 week, some sudden. At that point, no, I don't have the edge to do it anymore. Oh, and I sat down and asked myself, I don't know, yes, now, Prophet can lean not into your own understanding. I clicked it to my mind, say, I don't know, me also say, I didn't know, me, and I was one type of person now, Obi school, like, the performance Dr. Yeboah, one friend, Dr. Yeboah, and Ibu for me, and I used to be that type of person that used to talk about it and I wear a big deal. And you will be a real school almost say, the party tight to the man. Because Obreni Yawa be going through no Jenny, you're different. And the way I was struggling in class, no, not necessarily academically, no, but juggling the time management now, me kwe juma full time. As a belfia baby, no, I think it to be a catching me buefu. Obia who you mean, because minimum I was ninja about life. And all that played a major role. But people say, Minya would train me for this one in my papa no. Now papa nang sabe handle bibia. And honestly, I realized things started falling in place. On a mema mitias say, no matter how best you are there to be a doctor in the field that you are, unim nyansan sin yankopon. Ono na orchestrate bibia wa yakwem. And then the first one no eden and I'm swa bibia koso kama mai. And I got to a point my last 6 months was so easy. BBI was going through and everything was just falling in place. So I feel say that plays a major role. Maybe now we're easy man.
Maybe it wasn't easy. I would say I'm still in the church, and I say I was kept in the church by my parents and by Cincinnati Ghanaian Church, because growing up, I didn't have a choice not to go to church. The only time I owe master and they say biawe yare. but we are crana. We are crana. Umbeja wako. Umbeja wako. Then later no, they check on you, and that growing up, build something in me. Into me call Toledo crano. So my call sorry Saturday crana. Na me share them like me didn't like na ABB. Me aminko ko pienko de agro. Me so amitifie. Into no I don't aminko sorry. And I me de kwa sorry sir. And the other part was people in the church calling and texting to check on me to see say how I'm doing. Oh yes. Pastor Sapon say every Saturday piano she was texting me say sorry. There was a lot of people in the church that don't more texting me. Maybe if you cry some at no I used to mommy for go school. Well who and I would say me da Cincinnati ase and I made my force so I say and your more the just me go school no nka me bomb bra, but with that foundation with people checking to see say that's so cool school no I mean what that's so cool sorry no help me to stay.
I think that we should not underestimate the power of the church, right? Especially Ghanaian church. Me call Ghanaian church so most of my undergrad, my medical school and my residence now me will be a Ghanaian church any, right? Even your happiness, right? Just coming to church at Ghana for it changes. One of the main points of importance, and I may focus on say now may get here Juman. I wanted to live in a city that there's a Ghanaian church there. So I know how I benefited from it. I wanted my kids to benefit the same way. So it's very important. And also Kaho.
Question I'm a person me busano. And I think the education department, that's one area this year. Your person you focus also on as part of the PCA because I think we all realize it's a need. On say your own crofobia or move free Ghana ba, right? Obu on my Ghana crowd making now or a teacher, obi so echo pole, obi so echo different training college. But omube drew Chrome sometimes where to start, and I say even where to go, Now yeding. So obu on my obe waste time near my beside bedroom baby crano. Not pursuing further education, now is not even part of the conversation anymore because bedroom baby no I cry say baby I'm doing the is there. It's a waste. And bibi kakra no manya medem nsabezu somu a menya ne saa na ka potential e wo because believe you me your nkrofo bebre e bia omo anya opportunity aba krom anoma they can do more because they say ultimate fa Ghana education I feel like krom anoma oba anoma all you need is encouragement and you can do but sometimes that is lacking and Obia waba fufro or fall into that category no. What advice is a general question to all of us. How do we and I say advice Bennett as to where to start? Because I think that sometimes it be one manner lack of direction or even where to begin, let alone where to go and as a field or person or choose. Okay. Question.
Yeah, that's it. Before say question the engine be answer but before be answer Miss Rao. Se oba eketwa na wonana eni wunchesisi ya chief deacon mama ya wise employ ni gwa bonte opame omo ma minim ne nte wentwa omoto but bisira okodo fa oba ebra inside why employ ni gwa bonte bebre ya ka omo ma misra wa monko fa employ ni inside na nyina because by this time you be betwe ba akokwa ye hu future leaders no so I don't know ebi onu no ba be asore peninu asesa ne mo general conference amaye. Okay, to Dr. Sami, question, I would say it's a mentorship. I think, say, maybe then I'm answer. We are now, Bernice are starting now about all the way through Dr. Yakwa. I feel, say, Sisiano, education department, what we are trying to implement in the say, the mentorship program now are very, very important, whether direct or indirect, and a formal and informal. Say, yes, say, Obiaba School, or call Oxford, or call UC, but for different states, no about them say, and then the success just of Ghana and Kwana about even no more internally, no about school, no. Say, Oceana di panel, field your field, anything health-wise, nursing. I mean, Bernice bet me actually na beno. Medicine. All the doctors know what I'm saying. Dr. Anso, Dr. Yabwa, Edu Yabwa ne. Doctor say, "Mun na mun timin chamber san microphone na mun mentor mo to let them understand say the importance of what you've been to because you've been there." Upe won penye ebena penye for bu say anamu edika no ne to ya to na e no kre. Omo mbe fi Ghana so aba no so no. Ebia obi won ma anya obi a na betima ye adwuma ma obi self employment no na da Christian mu a me da Philip mo ne mu am ye self employed wo hanum say no mo susu ma be san microphone no na ye ni o medidi nkomo. Mentorship plays a major role. In this world that we live right now, no, in Yama menu dia kutine, any work environment, a servant leadership and a mentorship. So when that is anima menu yasia, baby be rebel no be maybe. But say your personal character no whole. Ebia the way atibia musiba ni me no because you remember mentesa a whole different ball game altogether because I have something else that brings paycheck to my life. Into never born my me very circumspect about. Bernice, what do you think, sir, we should do?
I feel like some of our parents, accessibility is quite important. Not knowing what's available. So it's as simple as asking, Ebia, Paul, nyet de me interest to but unimobia, ubisa se Paul, unimobia, Ebia, na niji bibi se hua, because means manage home. Now what Timia link goes back to networking. So if they don't ask her, I feel like say we would never know, right? So asking for help, it creates more open dialogue. So you better link to the right people.
I think honestly, when I went to Columbus Church, kind of hard. Even though it was like, I guess since it's a big church, you don't really get noticed unless like you actually force yourself on people. So I feel like if you definitely don't ask, like you won't get that answer. Like just as it says in the Bible, asking you shall receive. If you don't ask, you won't receive anything. So just like forcing myself on people and like actually like talking to people, and then like I feel like everybody asks that same question of how's school, but like when you actually like sit there and have a conversation with someone, it doesn't just end with the oh it's good and then they go about their day and they just keep going and then we all just go about our day, but school's actually not good. So like actually being able to sit there and have conversation with people, and then like now they're telling me about like what they're doing and then what I'm doing, and then like encouraging. So now you're getting those encouraging statements and da 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 da. So now like you're learning about other people and what they're doing as well. So then it gives you that opportunity to be like, oh, like how did you go about it? What did you do? So that you can hear about it and be like, maybe like that sounds something more of like what I would want to do. So yeah.
The woman say, "Any pain na team approach other people say, omukosi keep help." Enti say what's of you na ebia on say hoho bia ba na say ofi say pesa obo anu a obituma approach no busan say bia ebia house see our be adwuma be na oye de be ne o pesa oye dey ne bia nipa na akeka na onso na se match na waka ebia say wo nimdie wo bibi mu a no a kire ne say ha say na say bia ebe bo ti say me buy no sa na me uncle even though na me ofi adwuma na dem de me pay. Did you look at your Mr. Jumano, my parent may be a menkoye nursing assistant course? And I'm just 2 months koye, and Tiana didn't know why the boy my bedroom say. Tisa said, Ubini be no catch the wa, as I was all doing when I heard say, I did okay about Pamia now, of us.
Yeah, I think there is a burden on my heart. I think I may start to say that Mammy okay about your Columbus. Now, was the problem of the church, SDHS is saying they say, you're intentional. You're intentional. Where on say they said you're okay. So oba hono or te what's how. Say you no never call. Yes, especially be a point sorry say ya. when obi was for a long time until or no corner ho when to o ye ho a ubo say most of times many young guy be ye gina corner ho nti ya na ye hwe nti obi a ye behunu say woni obi a enhia na ye say we ye ho then we approach the person. But what I'm saying is say me push you ho education department say womunye intentional on say nyase bia education day no kwani abedi day no. Education is not about a day. And all the department may challenge you when we say the department, if the department is a day, then we have to collapse all the department. The department has to be active throughout the year. And ASM it may fish it out for people, yet small groups. We say I more doctor for me, bro. Prepare your doctor waha. And why is a church in intentional say your doctors know and ya challenge you when we say and just recently Lamine church discuss say even the church as a body a do time one say one more profession ye ka wo mu bom near starting more innovative church then the church can also venture into small businesses because with time me research kakra say with time maybe 5-6 years going tithe and offering crab dinner my church, They say, Columbus Church say, we are financially crippled. We are financially crippled. Oh, nipan tuya offering ne tithe to no bill. Sometimes the people will feel guilty say own tuya tithe. And you obi o ma sorry crowd no tuya ne tithe. But offering it your own tuya, and the church is bleeding. But then now, it's about time the church has to do something. Many pastor Chumesi discuss it. That's a brilliant idea. There is nothing a sequence say as safunu be innovative. Say your young people were when we educated, your entrepreneurs were and why don't we tap their ideas and the church build something? Either school or bibisa church need generating income. And all these things say you bet me abua one more adwuma na church no cry you need database bia. You need database ya chire one more oboye adwuma na one more adwuma and even trapping the people say we are losing adwuma and I say we lose. And I told them with time if the church is not doing this we will lose members bebre because the member who say if you are not interested in their affairs obi can be Columbus near open forum was say one no on tuya the tithe because on him say the tithe no the tuya so for about so for interested in the business and you be interested in affair and I believe that person not said it but a lot of people also born and what it means is that all born because they support what he say the people born no be and no more and the idea is say ebi am eto am monso because hot there idea must start discussion with the young people we are picking up enti your mama dey say you be push church for the church to be innovative use the brains mon collaborate adentina IT for bebre wa ha why are you not thinking of setting up a small IT business be a church can support a little bit in terms of the setup then the reverse church no crabet me anya income be free more because almost support when they build it. So the church will be stable in terms of finances. But as it stands now, the church is not supporting the people. Church, you call Sunday churches now. One Sunday, pastor be a madam for what they do. They say, so obi free Ghana bar. Now depending a challenge, what you mean, Juma. What they do is say, omo buano se wo and sanujuma se bia won made pam ni bibia. Then they ask you so opesa we yes, opesa yeah. Then they give you the direction. They support you with capital. Omo mabia bi Africa store no bebre wo Columbus no me call almost Sunday church no visit yenda me who say one man be me call to Africa store ho nam say ja ha ba so say an na the story say church pastor no church no and the support no with the African store no and at the end of the day oba otuya sika the support to church no growth what do I say but hey SDA what do? We don't support our people. Oh title no ni abeka say ye wo recurring account 50,000. Wait and you but that recurring account sikano when your members are suffering and use it to build human capital. Then the reverse will be say nipa way you see a support no adwuma the business ekoso obana the offering extra bet me business say now adwuma I mean umi sakura no say nipa no our conscience meboa and in the conscience beka kire ne say church no boa me. Enti say ye boa for there. Say anybody you know ayi chairman so ba betua. Me na no we me chairman. We me chairman me na ko pem adwuma o. Enti me ba mehwe ni nyina ni ayi na say na enti yem boa church members no. Yem building human capital. Yem started that discussion no. Now me we could be American say but last year American say for a very long time the church has torn on a lion. It's not true. Church and they say Ellen White to church say church in your business. That is not true. That is never true. Ellen White's statement now will make here what it means. They say the church should not engage itself with businesses here. Yen support to product produce. And to say we say Guinness if war and support to build the church here. Guinness for the product but bro say yama womo untuminyo. And you don't go to business with those people. But obia the product no ye support you bet me no. You bet me na your business. And you call bank kwaji loan. Near the Babuama church, there's nothing wrong with it. Let's always time a raise you're not concerned. Now Columbus for enemy air back and forth. And fortunately now Pastor P one say also for Casachina was sorry ma a hey book no hin the womb or say baby anywhere was that. And I say 10 year man I say now
So Samuel question was like Argentina. There are some people in more Ghana, they have very much potential. Even here, Amoa has some more very potential, but they fail to meet it. I think everything Omakani is true, but I think that what I say, so about USR, what you do in your first year financially will determine how the rest of your stay here will be, right? We get too comfortable with a high level of comfort. We have to be uncomfortable with that. Okay, so bana so you Ghana you struggle no when you juma our hase you chat $20 an hour. Sorry, you what measure now we are not talk car. Na car no I mortgage I monthly pay huge, right? So as long as I juma, right? We are not talk that is investment, but I could talk car, I could talk no credit card bill. Now, Drew Ubejai Akosku won't me, right? But if we make sacrifices our first year, say they could talk $2,000 card to and from me tuanica, my credit card. I'm not gonna use credit mania mini. You make that sacrifice and then you save your first year, and you'll be out cool school or Ghana. Now, Bahasa, your friends say now unqualified will have baby out. If you save enough in your bank. Right? Ubetima drop it to part-time at nursing school without being on home bachelor, right? But a monthly $450. We are now say to your insurance $90. Now we are part-time or just a right? So it's important say you're very intentional with our finances the first year we are in USA. Once you get a job, you get situated, save money, cut the job down, and get back to school. That sacrifice you are making will set you up for the rest of your year.
I guess I say I can know. I mean it, and then it really it really comes down to you and your discipline and determination, because America from what I've seen, bibi and the all the wide during so yeah so go school you have to sacrifice a lot to go to school. So start a business you have to measure it and see how risk averse you are, and you'll be able to start a business. And it really depends on your determination and what you want to do, and then find the right people to talk to. Said and I was like so what but now it's going to be hard. I mean, even with I guess the everyday people crown. If you don't, I would say if you don't have 20,000 in your account, it makes your life somewhat difficult, because every day it's like you are working to survive, right? Because once something happens to you now, it shrinks really fast, right? But if you have that amount in it, it makes you to be able to sit back, relax, and really calculate some things to be in your life. You have to get your finances right. For Ghana, more now buy. But when to me answer 2 year, I you me yes, every day be 80 hours, 90 hours, 80 hours. But once you have that foundation, there, and you determine, say, okay, me start a business. Okay, business, you still have some cushion, you could like bounce back. And as a person, me school, school now, or part time, you can still survive. But one say two near me year, not the old best friend is also a good advice, and I just say. I just say, well, life, I did, but you have to be you have to be very determined. Say, me Ghana no na me chradie, my America, me pese me factory, me pese me chradie. So me pese me chradie. How na meet me akwa chradie. No, it be a Saminima, or can say be a go talk to Paul, and I say Paul say okay, go talk to her. And then you find somebody who beat me on the steps to be a teacher in America. But one yen is now Kobo factory, no factory now. About there, but
yeah, it's true.
Okazanani narrate yes. No, Bonnie Tinko. Ukrukasadia utio. Ebusia for Sabre, it's a question for Wadama. You'll be taking it real quick. If not, okay, we have final lap of questions. Into Mr. What question be among Sasso Sisia and Michelle? My whole system. What person can say be among Sasso? Okay, Sister Matt, Irene, why be what? Why be Anna Sewa? Okay, Omutu in the Casaria, Bishop. Sister Marty, I don't know a new tampa. Contribution. Now, what you make now, Kazawne?
Yeah, media ne yembua kakra. Say ya ye bet me a share and Crawford and Cran. Now, only 8 me a year with. To send a year can be oma, meaning. Bread be or buy or see baby or cost ye. None in panica so and one and not ye na ye woman. Yeah. But factory crab but our organ and so cry not or ye teaching. Into like ye who no call ye STN. Me ye STN and on so call ye be. A woman on am so our bayaness. Or ye nurse none in pano on it no. I saw or call ye nurse said na yes and nimpano. A yana. What I said, me, who best me, and see me, boy factory, just as I say, when you're down for. And say, yeah, Mama, yan shet in Crawford. I don't know your baby. Yeah, yan shet in Crawford and crying. A bill ma, like in Jessica, I tried to cry in Jessica, some advice, me say, me ye STNA, I may call, baby, I may ye, Jima. One day, me say, na ye, me night shift nurse, or ye. Okra books be shape echina a chemistry anyway. I think so no person or yen iron. Into me ya na ma chemical. Me ya na ma chemical. And I say, Charlotte, why are you looking into Madam Sure? Who your chemistry? I can help. Or show me Dean or see why you cannot see your fabric. It was about mechanical reactions anyway. Na John C.S. and I mentioned the first 20 compounds with symbols without even looking at the book. No, be far, madam. It's ya me evaluation pen or catch him say you can be a nurse. It's a juma now ya no say Obamidion say Charlotte is in disguise. Make some catch on the nami teaching. I was teaching biology in junior science. It's all when I say I will bet me I a nurse. But nami share that enya in Shebia. It's every other day beyond by me evaluation. My supervisors in that was yes, you can be. You can be a nurse because who make contribution in the same thing. Even though and you might be trim, they be a medicine in say Sanami crack and crater. I can be a medical doctor. That's why. It's my young share and Crawford and crying. If you are my why ye be so on person be cry back up. Share obi o to be who saw what potential. Now, Shannon Christ, who bet me, who bet me, who bet me. It's more my young before the dance, and next one.
Aaron, quick one, why, Mr. Ramon? When you are causing a yaw, yeah, simple, yeah.
Me any contribution effort college no na the me say other states ni bi ohonoma omo very loud in LGBTQ, especially in Massachusetts. It's ye mana omo ekoho no, and they are the sweetest. Only omo ya assignment ombeje jo so omo ye nipa crossing say be ye ya ne omo tia sorry them. And na ehon so to say schools big schools no Harvard and MIT ne they are kind of assignments cry no one we assignments cry her cry yankopon bad that time na unko bi because ni nyina towards equity any sort discriminate as our accept if and fa honey say oh yeah law say oh yeah medicine say oh yeah bibia say e be shame nti na obi question about say how usua de ko anim na obetimi asante na yankopon na ase no saa niema ni nyina ye eniema yese ye ma na ekwa ye de show madwin say aha enye loud unhu ne but ho de ye bibia ye very common nti de hia ne say obe settle boundaries obe assignment no de be one fan fa ho ahwa unya max unya nti me crowd there was a question be me assignment be there was a question na ye summer school that time na about that and am busa sorry penny be say mini choice my fan for her me nya max but me soon ni say sa de no yeah but my fan for also so Mary inti my fan say me go school me shema me go school me we are but obi o ha na went me am fast stage no obey your assignment obey your assignment we na foul because sometimes home so can ADHD I can home inti ye man e corner you say ye dey say they set boundaries now they don't forget
church board for so atini aka here no be other fire the church board mote here supposed to hear evidence my friend go for church board what more evidence on the afa ho say wa afa ye wie
we normally underestimate education department. I think so Dr. Ademen touched on it a little bit. Me by that time, not Dr. Asari, and an education department leader. Now I quite remember say, Ochimijna Etrihanum, and I now owe to me for about my career path. I mean, and I quite remember by me say, Omoya Medea law and me. He kind of right. He kind of. That's it. Me now hot church me the path me or shy a bell me and because of job security until the men fan nursing for a while say me shana me I can get back and do the law.
Bad advice.
I just want to.
But that's what I was saying. People talk people through all what they want to do.
I mean, at the end of the day, no. Personally, I don't regret it because no person chairman in terms of job security, it would be best for me. But at the end of the day, I was still young. Say, I can still pursue my law. But the kind of say, for the education department, no, about boy, especially with the high school, any free Ghana, especially the US life, no, say the sister matter can't say nipa obi on any bet na you know, because they're all quite so if we could pinpoint and be able to help the youth, in that path, and our pastor Dapa mentioned religion and science rivalry. I feel say it to me with all our busy schedule, exception chrono from Ashasiana. Baby Obekobia, once in a while it will ring in his or her ear. And this few days, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, something funny happened.
I just saw Mike do me.
Yeah.
Hello, Motimenka. Okay. And Kwana Beton last Sabbath. Now, and no senrechi juju one chenny be one to be or randomly or the hosa.
Why would you do?
Without me literally teaching him, it's clicked
You say why you da say the way I couldn't get a show on one. How do you work when you are there? Show wow.
Foundation.
Where I say, oh, Prof, what's that? Me out there. That point you upon one. A great philosopher, a great philosopher. A great philosopher once said, philosopher once said, once you do what you love doing, you never work a day in your life, and that was Confucius, right? It's I think say, I can't know, yeah. Let's follow our passion, our dream, and our goals, and at the end of the day, we enjoy what we do. At this point, your leader, an education leader, Ababe wrapping up my closing remarks. Now, if we are bonfire, now the Jumedeno Abbey. Pastor Sops, so one the choir is a micro. We made the man the choir, but what about the choir?
So, I'm the person who has not unto my main come on a quick one. I say, okay, me da say, Konya out there, mammy. And say, now more case for them, not doctor, or can chef, and will be your doctor. Yana society, no education department, that angle to say, na me base be your person or ye or ebi our tojum black. I mean, your profession go white. Yeah, profession ni bo I said they more cano. Society am say obi onu aduane de. How do you compare your Dr. Paul on the aduane? How is it possible? And the society na just go and do your law course. So don't go and so how do we bring that?
Okay, that question or not, Dr. Boatibe Yano, but Dr. Akwasi me was into either question or the passion, a buzan is hard. So if we are sure your question.
Also for that, I think that question you can see you discuss here, and I am upon it. And I think it will probably be one of our topics that we might have to decide, guiding our kids to choose the right path. Because there have been several schools of thoughts. A bit say maybe they also best or and one now the end yen support no. A bit so say minko TSK minko 4 years minko long now fan chef. Now bad I feel tiffy namina was at me basement. And to know which one is
Prof, even with the chef, and I want to say something. Your doctor of nutrition is the one more. They will learn all the stuff. Yes, chef can say one school and actually they are conformity chair. So yaria yet to do corn as a specialist. So on Adriani.
I think Ebia say mpanifo my one afternoon be education for you bet me agada resources and enough we can have that. And we know abra yade jumaji eba wie Mejina education department anamo na dedi kan yada asafui nyina se ene mode ene fm na fe ye programme etimi eba so. As the toss on so no yadebeko ama Dr. Ademensa Zenekwa wa Columbus ebra yetu yensa efre no na time no na ebre nim kra nenso no opportunity kra or the opinion eje na afi yene no koso a collaborate a ene nyame adom ene so sede nyina hu ye onam ne so ehirayen ama ye ensem a emodu pa antino yadawase okwa abusuafo nso osi yedomo ase oyene o mase o muso ene o mo do fam ye na afi obeka ye ho yese nyame se okwa omfa wonkoduru asundwe mu afi so ye panelists and also more boy ma awia program yi so eba so no so no nyame enhyira mu nyina eda mu nyina ase. The other issue and say there were so many programs education for a fee a person role. Big one meeting home a mentorship and you know and as time goes on we'll be coming to talk about it. Say beya yinyina betimi aboa na ye ma no so no ene ya nkasa kra na mse ntina me head abusa that question ya wu say mu bi ho no ma ye ba I am not even where to start in Africana ba. There are so many potentials ye ba intimi enyusu. America is a country of opportunities. Then so sometimes you hear guidance and ni nyina programs that we want to pursue this year. Nipa bebre ohanoma, we will start coming to you and having conversation with you and then encouraging you and directing you to people to help you. Mr. say obi be wanye adwenboni bi na odeba na emum say ye beboa say bia potential bia ye hunu wo mu a ye pese ye push you about me reaching and nti na eba nti say mo ye mfa free sabre emfa adwen no enhye itrim. Abra yede sabre dwumade ba we message sabre moma ye nyina ye nsori na fe ye mo empire pacho ye mo empire homeda wura oma eda wase no kwasem chinye bia ni mu se wonase tena ede na enhyira wom enim se homeda ye oma wama ye enhyira efri anopa ye dwumade nyina bepem sabre wakan ho wahwe enso yenti atinka boni bia de kan se ayi ni na sinka udin homeda yesum se kasa mu ye nantie mu ye bibia mu po ye didie mu ye fomo a yeso se hu ye mobo na fache wadumu na koswa shrine na otwe a sabre ye simu fufuroi ye ni mu nsem ye de ho hye wonsa ya na montuo mu ye bibia mu yeso se rade bekan ho. Yen speaker, guest speaker, and then so Obekan also ya denesha wonsa. Yesro se ene ebro aba hwere ni ham nyina yesro se mani nyina anyekwa. Wadumu ma unhyira enoso ema no. Ebre so se okwa yesro se sano korenta banso na fa no koduru na so ya asundwem. Na boy nyina so ho ban fa yen koduru yemfie asundwem na etimi koduru a edo wona ase bema. Eda wase se homeda yi wona o ma atena na wamo ye ho oni monyam wo Yesu din mu nti. Amen. If any 4 minutes say announcement to be a honor.